In today's video, I would like to talk about the group photographs during a wedding. What to look out for and what to expect. Now, one thing to expect is that it may take longer for all of your guests to go to the certain spot where you would like to have the group photographs taken than you think. Plan enough time for the group photos in general. Another thing is, if you've already gathered most of the people for the group shot but Uncle Bob is still on the loo, then I would recommend having the canapes during the group shot time. Often the group shots are done after the ceremony and before dinner, and people might get a little bit hungry or a little bit awkward around this time. You know yourself, posing in front of a camera is maybe not the easiest for people if they're not super used to it. Myself included, I get kind of awkward when someone's pointing a camera at me, so I know exactly what you're thinking. This scenario here is easier because it's literally just the camera and no one behind the camera, so that's fine. So if your guests have a few canapes and a few drinks while they're waiting for everyone to get in place, I think that would loosen up the situation a little bit. Once you have everyone together, remember when we had our school photos taken, then it was like the tallest people in the back and then in the front the smaller people, or maybe we would stand on stairs. I tend to not do crazy ordering of people around because, as I said, it does take quite a long time to get everyone in place. So I usually kind of wing it and make it like a bit of a, bit of a wild photo, especially for the photographs where you have a lot of people in. And that's also something to note. If you want a photograph of everyone at your wedding, then I would recommend finding a place where the photographer can stand higher up. That could be some kind of stairs, or what I love the most is photographing out of a window. In that way you can make sure that every face is visible. If you don't have that option, you can still take a lovely photograph of everyone involved, maybe in front of the building where you're getting married, or outdoors. In general, I would recommend, if it's possible, to have the group shots outdoors because the light is just so much more flattering. Of course, sometimes it's raining, you don't have a choice, then your photographer will have suitable lights to make it look really nice as well. Of course, when you take smaller group shots, my favorites are, for example, of course, the bride and groom and the parents, but also I love the bride and the bridesmaids and the groom and the groomsmen. I will make sure that it's a little bit more in order and that everyone is visible. Sam, who's my husband and my second shooter at a lot of my weddings, loves to take the so-called salmon. I don't know if that's the generic term for it, but it's with the groomsmen, and he has the groomsmen pick up the groom, and I always really love that photograph. It brings some fun and takes out some awkwardness. The bridesmaids and the bride, I have to say, is my favorite shot, especially if everyone has flowers, and I just absolutely love it. In general, I would recommend less is more. As I said, it can take quite a long time. I've experienced both actually. I had a really large wedding where everyone was in place within a few seconds. That was crazy. But most of the time it does take a little while for everyone to get in place. That's why I would say less is more, less group shots, only the essential ones, so you can enjoy your time during the drinks reception, the canapes with your guests. What I also really love is later on in the day, after the group shots, when the wedding is in full swing, if people come to me and ask, hey, can you take a shot of me and my partner, or hey, can I get a photo of me with the bride, or even a larger group photo, I absolutely love that because it's definitely less awkward, it's less staged, and just a lot more fun. During that time I'm usually anyway taking like candid shots of what's happening, so it's a great time to just approach me and ask for that. What I also did once, and that was actually the bride and groom's idea, which I loved, is they had round tables and they took a photograph with each table. So they were posing behind the round table and then everyone else was kind of facing into the camera, and then I took a picture of every single table. That was another nice way to make it less awkward, also less work because people are already seated there, so you just have to move around. Just a little idea. A lot of my couples actually asked me if I would like a list of the group shots they would like to have taken. It does sound like a great idea, and I did say yes a few times, but I did notice that actually it doesn't really make sense because I don't know the people you would like me to photograph. And also in general, I'm really bad with names. Please don't take it personally. I try to remember the most important names at weddings, but often, yeah, I have to say I do forget a lot of the names. For me personally, really helpful is if you would allocate someone from your family, for example, maybe a groomsman or a bridesmaid who knows most of the guests and can help me gather them together for the photograph, so that you don't have to work too hard on your own wedding day. I hope this gave you a little bit of an idea what to look out for during the group shots at your wedding. If you have any more questions, please just let me know. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you soon. Bye! Melly says goodbye too.